What's up, everyone? Nameco here. Week 5 FanDuel picks coming at you. And I want you to remember, don't take all of these guys. Pick a couple. See who works out. Like Funches last week worked for me in a couple of my leagues. Didn't work in the FST league, so make sure you click on the link below. Get into our FST league. You beat the experts. You get a t-shirt. You also get all the cash prize from it. It's a lot of fun. We're trying to get 75 people in it. If you've been playing, keep on playing. You know it's a good time. And if you haven't been playing, click on the link. Give it a try. You know, it's a lot of fun. I highly recommend it. Also, quick shout out to fanfootball.ninja. It's a new sponsor for us, and I actually love their site. It's a free site, and it basically you can get all of your teams, no matter if you're on CBS, ESPN, etc., and it puts it all there. You can see waiver wire transactions, you can see your teams. It's a great thing, so go ahead, check that out. Links also in the description. Fanfootball.ninja. All right, let's get into some picks this week. First guy I want to talk about is Deshaun Watson. The Rook's been ridiculous as of late. Over the last couple weeks, 7 points, 17 points, 22 points, and last week offensive player of the week for the NFL, 34 points, and he was amazing. He's $7,500, which has FanDuel as the 11th ranked, if you would, quarterback, where we have him well inside our top 10. Like the matchup, it's against Kansas City. They're good, but they can still be affected. You know, Barry's not there for him. They can still be affected in the air. Plus, the thing about Watson is he's going to give you those rushing yards, which is a huge bonus in any fantasy format for a quarterback. All right, let's move over to a wide receiver. Gonna go with Benjamin for Carolina, $6,400, playing Detroit. And the thing about Benjamin I thought was interesting, I mentioned Funches, he was a great pick last week, but Funches and Benjamin are basically the same price. And I understand that Funches is coming off a great week, and that's probably why, but Benjamin still is the #1 out there. He's due for a breakout game. Defenses are gonna have to take notice of Funches, which will leave him a little bit more open. So while everyone's taking the guy that did amazing last week and chasing points, don't chase points and grab Benjamin, who could have a great week. Gonna stick with those wide receivers, and I'm gonna go with Brian of the Pittsburgh Steelers. $5,700 playing the Jags. He's a little bit scary, and we said preseason for season-long leagues, we're a little nervous about him. He was getting a lot of hype. He was going the 3rd round. Does that make sense? And some of our fears are coming true because he's not playing every snap. He's not on the field 90% of the time. However, the Jags are susceptible to a deep ball. I think Big Ben's due for a decent game. And could he catch a long, deep one? Absolutely. I like him more in deep tournament leagues, like the $1 million leagues, things like that. I probably won't have him in the FST league with only 75 people, but that's why you should join. You have a much better chance of winning, obviously. But in really leagues with like 300,000 people, I think he's a great play because could he catch 1, 2 long bombs? Absolutely, and that's what makes or breaks those. As we move into running backs, I'm starting with my boy Duke Johnson, $6,000. I was a little nervous how he started the year, but he's doing great. And if you didn't draft him, now is a great time why FanDuel's great because you can grab him, put him on your roster. $6,000 is fantastic. And the guys ahead of him, there's actually 7 guys that are more expensive than him that have averaged far less points than him thus far. Makes no sense. I don't believe his pricing is correct. Playing the Jets, Duke Johnson's going to find his way into a lot of rosters. The next one is more of a tournament guy, not necessarily an FST league, so I'm digging a little deep. I got some comments I should dig a little deeper, so here's deep for you. Eddie Lacy, that's right, $4,600. Seattle's playing the Rams, and it's just a gut call, right? Me and Eddie with our guts, we're going to go on this one together. And the gut call is, I think he actually gets the bulk of the carries. It could be Rawls, so I'm not going to put him in all my lineups in a ton. But would it be shocking to see Lacy get 80 yards and 2 touchdowns? That wouldn't be insanity. So again, in those $1 million leagues, I think he's a nice play. And for $4,600, he's half the price of some of the top running backs. You plug him in, and then you can get studs at so many other positions. So for that reason alone, I absolutely love him. As we move to tight ends, going with Ingram for the Giants. He's a guy that Dustin and I have kind of been liking a little bit more and more as each week goes by. His targets have gone up a little more as each week goes by. And I think he's part of the reason why Marshall isn't doing so well out there is because the routes that Marshall would normally be getting, Ingram's getting, and he's doing great running the seam, catching the ball. $5,400. They're playing the Chargers. He's a guy that I think is solid as well to make into a lot of my lineups across the board. Cash game tournaments, big tournaments, FST tournament. Last, I'm going with that defense, and because the Browns and the Jets are playing each other, I couldn't pick them against each other for the defenses, so I'm going with the Bills. They've only given up 1 passing touchdown thus far, and they're $4,600. They're playing Cincinnati, and I know the Bengals do have a lot of tools, but they have not looked great, so since he is at home, so that makes me a little bit more nervous, but the Bills defense is legit. Dalton has not been setting the world on fire, so I think they're an interesting play this week. So I hope you did well, and again, fanfootball.ninja, check them out and get into our leagues. Link below. Nameco out.